Hi, welcome to a the Mix Up channel. Please watch and enjoy.
Mark Jefferson Golding, leader of the opposition of Jamaica. The People's National Party (PNP). Mark Jefferson Golding stands as one of Jamaica's most thoughtful and forward-looking political leaders. A trained attorney, seasoned investment banker, and pragmatic reformer, he currently serves as the leader of the opposition and president of the People's National Party (PNP), roles he assumed in November 2020. But his story is more than a rise through the ranks of politics. It is a journey rooted in service, intellectual rigor, and a vision for a more equitable Jamaica. Early life and foundations. Born on the 19th of July 1965 in Mona, St. Andrew, Jamaica, Golding grew up in an environment steeped in public service and professional excellence. His father, Sir John Golding, was a pioneering orthopedic surgeon and rehabilitation physician, his mother, Patricia, a committed public servant. Their influence, Golding later reflected, helped shape his progressive worldview from a young age. Golding's education laid a strong foundation. He attended Mona Preparatory School and Campion College in Jamaica, institutions well known for nurturing academic excellence. He then went overseas to study law at the University of Oxford, graduating with first-class honors, and followed that with a master's in commercial and corporate law from the University of London, using a Commonwealth scholarship. He later returned to Jamaica to train at Norman Manley Law School. Growing up on the University of the West Indies campus in the 1970s, Golding was exposed early to progressive ideas, including anti-apartheid activism, experiences that would shape his lifelong belief in justice, equality, and national development. Professional life, law, finance, and institution building. Golding's early professional life was marked by success in both law and finance. After being admitted to the Jamaican bar in 1990, he joined the respected firm Hart Muirhead Fata, specializing in mergers and acquisitions, capital markets, taxation, and real estate. Not content to remain solely in legal practice, Golding co-founded Daring, Bunting and Golding DB&G, in 1993, Jamaica's first private sector investment bank. Under his leadership, DB&G became a powerhouse in Jamaica's financial landscape. When DB&G was later sold to the Scotia Group, Golding didn't step back. In 2010, he co-founded Proven Investments Limited, a publicly traded investment company. Beyond his own ventures, he has held board roles in important regional institutions such as Grace Kennedy, the Bank of Nova Scotia Jamaica, and Carey Chris, the Caribbean's first credit rating agency. Golding also played a role in shaping Jamaica's regulatory framework, participating in the task force that led to the creation of the Financial Services Commission, the island's regulator for non-deposit financial services. Political ascent. Golding entered public life in 2007 when he was appointed to the Senate of Jamaica by then Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller. In 2012, he was named Minister of Justice, a position he held until 2016. During his tenure, he championed reforms and presided over a busy legislative agenda. 121 acts of parliament were passed, including significant reform of the Dangerous Drugs Act that decriminalized small amounts of marijuana. Golding made the jump to the lower house of parliament in 2017, winning a by-election as member of parliament for South St. Andrew. His ascent continued. In November 2020, he won the presidency of the PNP, defeating Lisa Hanna in a contested leadership race. Shortly afterward, he was sworn in as leader of the opposition. Vision and policy priorities. As opposition leader, Golding has positioned himself as a reformist with a clear long-term vision for Jamaica. His platform emphasizes constitutional transformation, social equity, and economic growth. 1. Constitutional reform and decolonization. One of Golding's hallmark policy goals is a deep constitutional overhaul. He insists that any move to remove the British monarch as Jamaica's head of state must be accompanied by the severing of ties with the UK's Privy Council, which remains Jamaica's final court of appeal. In his view, full decolonization means replacing the Privy Council with the Caribbean Court of Justice (CCJ), a regional institution that he believes better serves Jamaica's sovereignty and accessibility of justice. 2. Social and economic reform. In a major address during the 2025-26 budget debate, Golding laid out a comprehensive agenda: affordable housing, education improvements, enhanced security, renewable energy, and social transformation underpinned by ethical governance. He casts the PNP as united with fresh ideas, ready to assume the mantle of government to deliver growth, opportunity, and progress for all. 3. Judicial and institutional strengthening. Golding argues that constitutional reform must be matched by stronger institutions. His call for replacing the Privy Council with the CCJ is part of a broader push for a justice system that is both more accessible and more representative of Jamaica's identity and interests. Challenges and criticism. Golding's reform agenda has met resistance. For example, Generation 2000 G2K, the youth affiliate of his own PNP, criticized his approach to constitutional reform, accusing him of being inflexible and unwilling to work with the government unless his full set of demands is met. The criticism centers on his insistence that reform cannot be piecemeal. He argues for constitutional change that addresses symbols like the monarchy and substance like the highest court. Some political observers point out the difficulty of achieving his constitutional goals. Replacing the Privy Council requires both a two-thirds majority in Parliament and likely a national referendum, making it a politically and technically demanding task. Personal life and values. Despite his prominent career, Golding remains deeply connected to his personal roots and community. He has been married to Sandra Golding since 1990, and they have 3 children. He has spoken about how his wife has been an anchor in his life, providing both comfort and strength through his legal, business, and political journeys. Golding also carries on his family's legacy of social service. He is chairman of the Mona Rehabilitation Foundation, which his father co-founded to support persons with physical disabilities. He's also an avid sports fan, especially cricket and football, and serves as chairman of the Arnett Gardens Football Club. His personal narrative is not just about policy and power, it's also about identity. Though his father was born in England, Golding has strongly asserted his Jamaican identity. In recent years, opponents have questioned his Jamaican-ness, but he has emphatically rejected those claims. Legacy and prospects. Mark Golding is not a conventional politician. He marries technocratic expertise with a moral compass, and his reformist rhetoric is grounded in both personal conviction and institutional ambition. His leadership of the PNP reflects a generational shift, a move toward a politics that is less about patronage and more about national transformation. Whether Golding's vision for constitutional reform comes to fruition will depend on his ability to build consensus, not only within his party but across the political divide. His call to decolonize Jamaica's highest legal institutions is bold and historically resonant, but it will not be easy to implement. Still, Golding's strength lies in his preparation. With a background in law, finance, and public policy, he understands both the levers of power and the levers of reform. For many Jamaicans, he represents a credible alternative to the status quo, a leader who speaks of sovereignty not just in symbolic terms, but in legal and institutional ones. If he succeeds, his legacy could be a Jamaica that is not just independent in name, but fully self-governing, legally, financially, and culturally. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all social media platforms. Like, comment and share.